Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast. I know it's been over a year since I recorded one, and I apologize for that. A lot's happened since the last time I recorded. But something has happened that's really going to impact probably social media very largely because I've seen it already started, which I'm going to get into. Today's guest, today's guest, I have my friend Blaine here with me. Blaine, introduce yourself.
Hi,
Oh,
Jazz.
and his girlfriend Haley.
Hey y'all.
All right. Um. So. Uh. I'm sorry if it's like so weird. I haven't recorded in a while. Um.
Good.
So
All good.
you guys are familiar with TikTok, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Like you guys wouldn't be here if you wasn't familiar.
Correct.
Um. So it's being banned tomorrow. As of this recording, it's being banned tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Nope.
the reason why I want to bring it up because normally I like they tried banning it multiple times before, but it seems like they're for real this time. And
Mhm.
here's the thing: I want to tell you guys this. I think this is where, and this is gonna sound crazy. I think this is where the fall of America is gonna start.
Probably, especially, I would say probably not like for the older generations, but I would definitely say for our age generation, this will definitely take impact on all of them and all of us, just for the fact that before it was TikTok, it was Musically, and a lot of people like around our age got their big start through Musically and on TikTok as well. So I think it will definitely impact like the younger generations.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
Okay. Do you guys?
Um.
Sorry.
Well, hang on one second. I do want to say something about it though.
What?
Now for the people listening at home, obviously, the Justice Department pointed to two main national security justifications during the whole court hearing. That China's collection of data from TikTok's 170 to plus million users. The U.S. keeps they're on to this one thing where they accuse China of stealing 170 million people's users data on TikTok's platform. And one of the main concerns is that I do agree personally with the ban because here's why. First, because I'm not here to discriminate any other race, country, other people like that. But I do unfortunately have to agree 100% on this whole ban thing because as the United States citizen, we are not. I'm just gonna say this out loud because I don't know how else to say it. But we, the people of the United States of America, including Congress and the presidents of the United States, we don't get along with China very well. We know that that goes back to a while back, and that's pretty much in stone. That's pretty much written in stone now. We may as well consider it because we are not friends with them at all. China doesn't like us because of something that happened a long time ago. But I do 100% agree on the ban because they do collect our data. They can. I mean, but then again, we've got people recording the United States Army, their, Area 51 videos, their top secret stuff on on our side. So, TikTok's got to be able to see that. That's in China.
Well, sometimes that stuff like that, like you get like the video gets taken off. So
Right.
like TikTok has its like
But people can always re-upload those videos. And
Yeah.
a lot of people have done that, and they can make new accounts and post it again. I've seen it.
Yeah, happens to me times, and also go back to like probably something like part of me thinks like, oh yeah, this band's probably isn't necessary for also like for like teenagers' mental health too.
Right.
Because if you
I
guys
completely agree.
Yeah, because if you guys remember, like I don't know his name specifically, but like if anyone who like been on TikTok for a long time knows about him, like he was like a guy who like did cosplay as like Call of Duty characters.
Yeah, I've seen him. He was a good one. He was a cool person, though.
Yeah.
For real. His videos were nice.
Yeah, and he was framed for being a child predator or something. I forgot exactly what it was.
Wow,
And
I did not know that.
yeah, he was framed for being a child predator and stuff, and he got so bad to the point where he took his life because he he thought his life was over because a lot of people were like buying into
I
it.
would too. I would feel like if somebody framed me like that, yeah.
Yeah. And it went to like after he died, the girl that like was like accusing him admitted that like, oh yeah, I was just lying. I was trying to get clout and shit.
Yeah.
Well, see, like, okay, so the thing is about that, like, people can do that on and off social media. Like, I know someone that,
Yeah.
got
Like-
framed and gets backlash for that every single day, but it's not on social media.
Yeah.
So, like, it's sad because there
Yeah.
is a lot more people that's involved on TikTok, but at the same time, you have to look at it like, well, this could happen off of the platform. And to go back to what Blaine said, I do not agree with the ban, only for the fact. Now, I will say that TikTok should have more, like, rules, and they should be more like, okay, you can't
agree
post
with that.
this, you can't do this, like, to have this, you have to do this. Because, before it was TikTok, it was Musical.ly. And so it was just a bunch of people, like, with sounds and stuff. Like, it wasn't like it is today. It was just basically you lip syncing. And I would say, like, if you want to ban TikTok for being an app from China.
Like the reason they're banning it because they keep saying it's a security risk.
Threat.
Well, you have Temu.
Security threat.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's
on
also,
Temu.
Yeah, that's the other thing. But bringing Temu up, like actually, like now with like TikTok being banned, there's like people moving to another app called RedNote. And RedNote is the exact definition of what they're worried about.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. You can't jump off one ship and go to another ship that's literally that has the same captain, has the same people. Like, if it's run by the same country, what do you think is going to happen? Like, when people find out, hey, this app's also by China, we're going to ban this app.
Then I would say if that's the case, then later down in the future they're going to do the same thing. Then I mean, it's a hint towards it, but I don't know for sure. So
yeah, so
I don't know.
It's literally just worse. And like also, also TikTok. I mean, also they really don't want kids being influenced by Chinese government and shit like that. But like literally today, I went on there and there was like people talking about how like great the Chinese government shit was and stuff, and I was like, the exact thing they was trying to avoid is happening now. Like it's happening with like a totally different platform. Like, go ban that one because that one's actually doing it. And,
right.
But now you're like, oh, now I'm gonna sit here and like be like, all right, this one's the problem. Don't forget about that one. We don't care, even though that one's doing the exact fucking thing we're worried about. Like, it just fucking baffles me. And even like today when like I was watching clips of the Congress meeting and shit, like they was asking like probably the most stupidest questions I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Right.
Like there was one motherfucker who was like dead fucking serious, dead faced too, and he said, if I were to connect my Bluetooth earbuds to my phone and put it in my ear, will my earbuds read my mind? And I'm sitting there like, fucking what? Even the guy who was like running like TikTok was sitting there like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like they was just drilling into that motherfucker, and the dude was like, oh, I'm from Singapore. And there was like, oh, okay, and then you're from China. And he said, no, I'm from Singapore. And I'm like, oh my god, just like
Singapore is a European country.
yeah, and I'm sitting there like, oh my god, these fucking Congress people are like,
that's
crazy.
what they pointed out too, because a lot of the countries over, there was somebody I read on Twitter's post. They've been banned off of TikTok for 4 years, in their said country. But that goes for all Europe. I wouldn't say all. I'm not gonna say all. So anybody in the podcast can correct me on that if they want. But I'm not going to say every country in all countries except for the United States and some parts of European countries itself. Now, although the Supreme Court did say, they did say this verbally. No, if somebody were to go back right now, I think they'd said something along the lines of where if the Supreme Court does end up banning it, there will be a short 270-day delay on the app. just because I think it was due to the fact that Trump told the CEO of TikTok himself that he was gonna try to get it back in the U.S. by the delay of 270 days. But however, Trump did take a note of that, but he is not told he's not 100% on board with it. He also did say that
he can't really do anything about it until he gets into office, which is Monday.
Right.
So basically, it's in the air until Trump comes into office.
Correct.
Now, I watched a TikTok where Trump said that he was going to do everything he could and to bring TikTok back, because that's also how he kind of got all the younger views votes, was through TikTok. So it helped, get his message across for running for president. And, like I said, this platform, there's a lot of younger users on here, and people make a living on this app. And so in a way, I feel like people were like, it's just an app, it is just an app. But there's people in there that make over millions and millions of dollars. This is how they feed their children, this is how they pay their bills. So, people that aren't able to work, they use this platform to be able to, take care of themselves. And I feel like a lot of people should take that in consideration, because a lot of people are like, oh, just go get a real job. Some people can. And, I feel like this app, is a good app, because, there is some negative sides. There's always going to be negative sides, but, that's like Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. You're always going to have the bullying and all that stuff. And, maybe the security needs to be better on that. But it needs to be better on every social media platform. And I feel like we should keep it, because I feel like maybe it could grow into something bigger, and maybe I don't know. I think we should try to keep it. I think maybe if it's ran by somebody in the U.S., it might be better. Better
Not to mention that, the reason why the ban was put off for so long, because they was allowing it. They was like, so if someone, they remember the first time they said, oh, we're going to ban TikTok, they made an agreement where they said, if a U.S. company buys TikTok and turn it into an American, product, then they'll keep it.
But China doesn't want that.
Yeah, and the entire span of that wait, no one spoke up to buy it.
Yeah.
I think now everybody's, how that saying, the boy who cried wolf. I think that was the first few times, oh, we're going to be in TikTok. Oh, we're going to be in TikTok. And it never happened. And now, it's legit. We're going to ban TikTok, and you have so many days for someone to buy it. That's why everybody's like, oh my God, you're serious. So,
they have,
I feel like
people like Mr. Beast and that guy from Shark Tank, speaking up saying they want to buy it. And I'm thinking, and it gets me pissed off about it, because, they had, 2 weeks of work of, people doing that. And I'm thinking, then why the fuck have they not sold it to either one of them during that time span?
ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, they don't. Well, they run the app. They're the ones that bought it out from TikTok. And ByteDance, which they don't want to give it away. They even told us that. They told the Department of Justice that they didn't want to sell it to anybody in the U.S. And if they did, it would have to be in a mutual agreement.
Then why the fuck?
That's the thing. They can't do that, though. If we're trying to get away from China. I know, but if we're trying to get it away from China, and China doesn't want to let go, then why is everybody being like, oh, if we have so many signatures, we might get basically, it's you have two different things. It's China not wanting to let go, but if China lets go, then it still has to be somehow attached to China. You can't do that, because, what was the purpose of, doing this whole ban thing? So, I mean, people, they need to be more clear, because, it can't go both ways. It has to go one way. If that makes sense.
It does. But to a little extent, though, because you can't really, I don't know. There's just a lot that goes into this, though, into the whole court hearing, into ByteDance. It's all a big dance. That's all.
I also heard like China was getting bullied to, give it to us, and I feel like maybe that's why China's having such a hard time to let it go because people are like, hey, you need to give us this app or else, like they're basically
jumping nuts, like give us the fucking app. To be like, no.
Right. So, I mean, why would you want to give something away if someone was like bullying you or whatever? I mean, I get it. But at the same time, United States need to chill out and be like, hey, let's be men and figure this out. Because there's millions of people on this app, and it's one of our most popular apps here in the United States.
Here's the thing, like, the thing that Congress has is that they're seeing it more of like a security risk and never fucking seeing it as like, oh, like, people lives are based off of this. Like,
but you know what? But you know what though? I take back what I said earlier about the whole ban thing. Because here's why. Now that I think about it, we've been on the subject about it about two, 3 times now. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Maybe I don't completely 100% agree on the ban. Maybe I think here's why. I don't 100% agree on the ban because we buy stuff from China. The United States buys stuff from China. We even have, as much stuff as we get from China, our country's in $1 trillion of debt, and we always keep buying new things for our military. Our taxpayers' money goes to everything else. So yeah, maybe along those lines of China, being our most wanted buyer. Yeah, I'm gonna have to back out of the whole 100% thing.
Yeah,
I mean, cause you have to think about like no, you're fine. You have to think about like Temu. Temu is another popular app. All that crap's in crap.
Yeah.
Everything with it.
You get this cheap shit from China. That's all it is.
So it's kind of like you can't get rid of one app because it's connected to China. You better get rid of all the apps that are connected to China. But I feel like they're worried about security reasons. Well, there's more things happening in this world than TikTok. All those drones in the area, like these mysterious drones. There's people like going missing. There's things going on with people that are in service. Like there's more worse things that's happening in the world.
There's a little war going on right now, and they're more worried about fucking app.
Right, that's how I feel about it. I'm like, y'all, there's more things in this world that is going south very fast, and y'all are just worried about an app that people do dances on. I think come on, like it makes no sense.
I literally watching that whole hearing, it made me feel like I was watching a Meat Canyon video, like it just it was unbelievable, of the shit that was happening in that hearing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking it's just America government, every time they fucking open their mouth, they just show more and more how stupid they are.
Right. I don't even give me, because I could barely watch no offense to anybody listening, but I could barely watch the presidential election, okay? Because there's all this input that's they ask these two people that are trying to run the stupidest questions, and sometimes the two people that are running say the stupidest things. So, our whole United States is pretty much messed up. Completely.
Bro, that last presidential debate between Biden and Trump,
mm-hmm.
They're like two little kids.
Yeah, I was baffled because they were sitting there talking about, fucking, oh, he doesn't swing a golf club properly. And I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with the presidency?
Right, and that was just Kamala and Trump. It was two little children.
Yeah, it was like that too, and I'm like, what the fuck does any of this have to do with the presidency?
Well, one time, a while back, hang on, a while back, okay, this is before the TikTok ban, hang on, before we get off subject, I do want to mention this. A while back, when Trump and Biden was during the election one time, the first time they were both being elected.
Yeah, back in 2020.
During the votes. Yes. They were so childish that I'm not gonna sit here and say Trump's just a child, he's a man child or anything.
He has his moments.
I mean, he has his moments. So same thing as Biden, but Biden can't remember what color underpants he has on either.
Yeah.
So I'm just clarifying that this is actually true because he does struggle a little bit. No, Biden is not a good president. I disagree with him. I disagree with his acts. I disagree
too.
with his
I
political
agree.
beliefs.
I
I
agree.
disagree.
100%.
I 100% disagree with the whole, Democratic Party. I was not born into that. I disagree with.
Seriously.
I disagree with the laws they make, and they're wrong.
Here's the thing.
And
I grew up just like.
although, hang on, I could go into further detail about it. Then again, let's just say this: within the next few months, or maybe even tomorrow, when this TikTok ban goes into play, let's just say this, okay? Let's say if two of the parties come together, which they probably will not.
No,
I can see 50-50 out of that.
Nah, I see nothing of that.
But however, the Department of Justice, I do see, since Congress delayed it, since I think Trump made that happen, because I just saw not too long ago earlier today, I think I saw where Trump said about what I talked about earlier, he talked to the CEO, right?
Mm-hmm.
They said they were going to come to an agreement about making it come to a delay for about a 90-day delay. I said 270, but now that I looked on Google about 10-30 minutes ago, I saw where it said 90-day. I corrected myself. So, yeah, 90-day delay. So by that time, they should come to an agreement or a disagreement. And if not, let's see who the child play is then.
Yeah. Bro,
Yeah.
Bro, have you ever seen, like, if you go on TikTok now, like, before the ban happens, probably, like, you can literally see, like, people posting about shit, like, oh, go to Red Note, and I'm like, nah, I don't, nah, because
Why am I gonna go through that all over again? What made it start something and then go through all that?
Yeah, like, why would I want to, like, have to do it all again?
Also,
yeah, and also there's, like, people in there who's, like, showing, like, footage of, like, what's on Red Note, and there's, like, mostly creators who are, like, in China, and there's, like, videos,
that's what it is.
Yeah, and there was videos of them going, like, why are there Americans, like, all in the chat all of a sudden? And it's like, yeah, and then they started talking about how, like, there's, like, people asking people in China, like, what's it like there? And, like, people are seeing, like, the difference between China and America.
Yeah.
And there's some people saying, like, oh, well, the way that sounds over there, I'd rather be in China. And I'm like, then that's where you're fucking up as a country right there. Yeah, people.
But that also implies to both parties though, because like I said earlier, both parties can agree to disagree, or agree, or to agree, or better yet, to say agree to agree.
Yeah, so like when I saw that post, I was like, that's where you're beginning to fuck up as a country, is when people start talking about that they'd rather live in a country that's supposedly horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, so like you're trying to get rid of one app that you're afraid of, like, manipulating your citizens and shit like that. Like, you're afraid of, like, manipulating people, and then those people leave that app and then go to a different one that's literally doing the exact thing you're afraid of, but you're still so focused on that one.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I agree with that.
And see, here's the thing. This is my opinion. Every country has its flaws. Every country is bad, in my opinion. I live in America. America's bad. I mean, there's wars, there's, like, violence, no country, I feel like, is better than another country. Now, there might be some countries that may be a little bit more brutal, but I feel like every country is bad. And,
not perfect.
we're not made to be perfect.
No one is.
And if you think that, good for you. But nobody's perfect. No country's perfect. And I'm not the one that's like, I don't judge people. I don't judge people like what color they are, what country they're from, whatever. But I will agree that none of us in this whole entire world is perfect. No country in this whole entire world is perfect. Would I rather go to China? No. Because, China has their own thing. They have their own flow. Just like us. We have our own thing. We have our own flow. So when people say, oh, I'd rather be in China, or oh, I'd rather be in America, I don't think you would really want to, because it's completely different than what you're used to.
Yeah. Also, there's someone like I remember going on TikTok and somebody mentioned saying like, yeah, and Americans won't last long on Red Note because like literally in the terms of the description you have to follow like the Chinese like constitution, whatever the fuck it's called. Like you
Right.
have to follow it.
Terms of agreement.
Yeah, and somebody mentioned and said, and Americans don't even know what the fuck's in their goddamn constitution shit. So like, how the fuck?
Probably don't.
So how the fuck are you gonna follow theirs? And I was like, good point. Like, it's crazy.
I wanted to mention something a minute ago, but although I do agree with both of y'all, then again, let me mention something. Now, this is not off topic. This is talking about the same thing. Now, we're all on the same subject here. Let me just say this. Now, for the people listening at home, I don't care if you're around the country. In any other country. Now, for people listening in China, if you can see this, if you hear this, I want you to hear this. Now, China is a beautiful place. I've never been. I've seen videos. I've seen pictures of YouTubers going over there. That's all I've seen. But then again, compare China to another European country such as North Korea, compared to South Korea, compared to South China. Now, North Korea is a no-no. No. Now what y'all said earlier about countries not being good, different ones not being good compared to the others.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, but I disagree. Now, North Korea, I will highly have to 100% disagree on. North Korea doesn't let any of their civilians have any cars unless it is a military.
And that's why I said like there's like no country is good, and some of them are more brutal. Like I mean, most countries are brutal. So I mean, I'm like it's just I don't know. This whole thing has got me into a loop. And I will say like the security part of TikTok. I had a TikTok account, had it since I was in middle school, and one day I went live out of the blue, and it literally banned me for like so many days, and then it turned into a permanent ban, and I was contacting TikTok like non-stop, because I had like all my TikToks from when I was in middle school, all like memories of my family on there, and so I see TikTok as like an app that holds all your like has videos of memories of different events that happened in your life. Like I had prom and graduation on there, so they are definitely up to date with like they thought I was 13 or under 13. So unfortunately I never got my account back and I had to make a whole new one. But at the same time, like I understand that they were kind of doing their job. Now I wish they would have heard me out more, because I had to send like a picture of my ID and stuff, and it had my birthday on it, which at first I was kind of hesitant about, but then I was like, well, maybe that's what we need to do, because younger kids probably do not need to be on this app, because there's people that are kind of weird.
Yeah, they shouldn't have rated for like E for everyone. Should have rated it to like just teens and shit.
Right, so like I get it in a way, and maybe it should be like that, but I think they should be more lenient to like, okay, well, if you're this age, like proof, like, and then you can get your account back and make sure it's like that person. So, of course, that broke my heart, but sometimes good things come to an end, and sometimes like right now, TikTok may be gone for good. I hope not, but it might be, and maybe they can come together. If they can't get TikTok back, maybe they can figure out a whole other app, and we can just start fresh.
Here's my problem. I don't want TikTokers moving to Instagram Reels.
True.
Because Instagram Reels is literally fucking perfect right now, and I don't want them touching that.
And that's the thing, it's kind of like...
Anytime I want to go and laugh my fucking ass off, I just open up Instagram Reels and see, like, the most, like, probably, like, a video about, like, a girl getting, like, kicked in the face or something. And then
wow.
and the comments will be, like, the most outrageous bullshit you've ever seen in your life. And it makes me laugh every time. And I'm worried that people from TikTok moves to there. It's just going to ruin it. because
Um,
it's gonna like
maybe.
put brain rot and shit in there. And I'm like, please don't.
I feel like they should bring Vine back. I don't even know why they got rid of Vine. It
Oh
was
yeah,
perfect.
yeah. Did y'all hear about like all like the famous like memes and shit? The like all the famous people who like was in memes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the like Mr. Beast and the like Chick-fil-A sauce girl and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they literally got together to like make something like convince them to not ban TikTok. Like all of them got together.
Wow.
Yeah, like they was also a part of like, please don't do that. And it's just they're just looking past the community and just rather be like, all right, fuck those guys. Bang. And then like, why? Like, just like they're like, I get it, like national security and stuff like that. I get it. You know, you have a country to run, but like, I'd rather them just see the bigger picture before they make a decision. If I'm being honest.
Yeah. I mean, basically, like if they can't look at it as like, oh, we're not gonna keep this out because it's people dancing, they should look at it as like, oh, people like make a living off this app.
Yeah, it's like
People have families.
Yeah, like there's people who like make a living here. Now, if they was doing this back in like probably like a couple of years ago when I was like doing like TikTok, and it was like doing like I was getting like a community based out of it, like I would be defending the fuck out of YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, TikTok. I'd be defending the fuck out of TikTok right now because if it was then, I'd be defending the fuck out of it because like I made a community out of it. And,
Right.
And now it's just it's dead now, but like it was there, like, and that's why I'm still like a little bit upset that they're going to ban it because I still have some sympathy for it because what was there before.
I already know I'm gonna be like a baby, only because like I have so many on TikTok, and I get it. It's not like someone died in my family, but I mean, it kind of died in my childhood. Like like I had to say goodbye to Musically, and it went to TikTok. Now I have to say goodbye to like Musically and TikTok because that's what kind of combined it into one.
Yeah.
And like it is sad. Like I've been on this app for like since middle school, so of course I'm the boo like baby.
Like all this is like reminding me of Vine. That's what it's reminding me of.
Yeah.
Like all of this is just reminding me of Vine back in the days when that was like the big thing. Sorry, what?
Also, to mention, just a little, not to interrupt y'all or anything, but TikTok did say to back up your videos before the ban tomorrow, just to be safe.
But I ain't got none on there I want to save, so I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, most of my TikToks already save on my phone when I post them, so...
Yeah, and have to show ab on there, it's just cringe anyways. And also, like, newer videos that I would want to keep is already uploaded to my YouTube channel, so I'm good to go there. Also, last night when I was like posting shorts and stuff, I was thinking like, should I even bother posting these to TikTok? Because it's not going to be there in like next few days. So like, what's the point?
Some people, no, I heard like nobody believed me because I really don't know. But I know a lot of people have been saying, like it'll be laggy after midnight, but like people say like. And then I heard some people say it was going to be all black, like nothing was going to, be on there. And then I heard people say it was going to be to like tomorrow night, but like I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, there's people saying that the website is going to like redirect you to a different page if you try to search it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Also, you can use if you still have, if the ban does happen tomorrow though, hypothetically.
Yeah.
You can't, if you don't delete the app on your phone, you can download a VPN and you can watch Chinese people, obviously.
Yeah, like kind of reminds me of
European countries and stuff, but Andrew Tate, you know what I'm saying?
Andrew Tate. Oh man, like if you really look back, like so many things came out of TikTok. Like so many like creators like became popular because of that app. And it's like it's gonna be devastating to see them go. And yeah, it's gonna be devastating to like see them go and like I'm really hoping that maybe it'll be like a Vine effect where we can like see them like do other things outside of outside of it.
Yeah,
No,
me too.
yeah, I'd like to see like people like uh, like Call Me Chris go do like YouTube videos, and like I know she's engaged to Impaville now, so like maybe we'll see more of her over there. Like Call Me Chris and like all like I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but like you know them if you saw them.
Yeah.
Like just seeing like all these people go do like other things and hopefully bigger stuff because of this ban and shit. Like I remember seeing like the guy that did like raps where he like recaps things that happened in the past.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about, yeah.
yeah, and like he mentioned he said yeah like the moment like a new thing comes up he's gonna be there. And I'm thinking like I'm glad that like they're already like it's kind of like watching like an end of a school year happen.
Yeah.
And like just seeing people just pack shit up and get ready to move on. It's like
Like I'm not ready.
yeah, it's just watching people packing things up and moving on because it's like a bunch of dumbasses don't know how to run a country. And
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping now, like, I'm, I don't like to speak big on my political views unless I really have to, but I'm kind of hoping that, maybe one day Trump will pull through and maybe, like, you know, work his magic somehow. Because, I mean, look at us in Russia. I mean,
Yeah.
with Trump, I can't ever say his name right, but the person over Russia. I mean, sometimes they go out to lunch or play golf. So
Putin.
maybe maybe he can, work his magic on the leader of China. And I don't know. I don't know. Not saying to like bribe him, but just be like, hey, let's be acquaintances. And yeah.
What? What'd he say? Oh shit! Everybody went quiet. Oh fuck.
Sorry, y'all. I'm here.
Oh, that's shit.
Yeah. So, uh, it's just I kind of don't want it to go. Like part of
I
it,
don't want it to go.
yeah. Like I don't want it to go because I do like going like late at night and just blowing up TikTok and just watching whatever the fuck's on, like whatever's trending and shit. And it's gonna feel so weird that it's not there no more. Like to me, it's like the equivalent of losing YouTube. Like it's the equivalent of that. And
Yeah.
the majority of people who watches it for like and also it gets me wondering like what like I like it can be an improvement because like I know most kids just sit and watch TikTok while they're in classes and shit. Because can I tell you how I know that? Because I fucking did it.
You're one of them.
Because
I did it too.
I fucking did it. So like, so if there's enough TikTok, then I'm sure they'll probably find someone else to use. But like maybe they'll start paying attention in classes and stuff. But you gotta look at it from like pros and cons. Like the pros, like it's like there's like limited numbers of pros with it, but I'm sure you can think of some. Like maybe kids will start like focusing on class and shit more. And the cons is like literally like people moving to Red Note and beginning to see some form of a bigger picture somehow.
Yeah.
And that's when like I'm gonna begin to think like, all right, we're about to fucking collapse as a country because they're gonna start seeing China as like a better country and shit like that. And I'm like, all right, this is where we're gonna start falling apart.
Right.
And honestly, in this modern world, bro, like I'm surprised I have not had like a fucking like panic attack at this point, like how the modern world is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we have like literally like a whole bunch of shit happening with like robots and fucking supposed aliens and like all this kind of shit going on right now, and it's kind of just thinking about it kind of just stresses me out that like we are at this point in humanity where like one wrong thing can make the whole thing collapse. Like
Mm-hmm.
where
Very true.
like the Jenga game is almost over. That's what I gotta say. Like the Jenga game is almost over, and
That's not that collapse.
yeah, it's everything is about to start crumbling, and it just stressful to think about when you sit and think about it.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, and also AI. I'm not really a big fan of that shit at all.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of AI.
Y'all keep talking.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of AI at all, bro. I just think that's gonna. It's mainly because I'm a massive Terminator fan, and I can see like probably what an AI can do.
Yeah.
My only thing is just keep AI away from fucking robots. Don't put them in a fucking robot.
Exactly.
Don't
Because
put them.
that's dangerous.
Don't put them in a robot because then they're gonna have a body and think like, oh, I have free will and shit. And I'm gonna be like, well, shit, we're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, you're kind of just playing God at that fucking point.
Yeah. I mean, I
But
feel like America's already doing that. To be
yeah,
honest.
man, I hate this country sometimes, bro. It's like a love and hate. It's like a love-hate with it.
Yeah,
Like-
definitely.
Like I love it for like the fact that I can be able to like like have freedom to do shit, but I hate it because they're like enforcing these dumbass rules.
Exactly.
It's like saying like, oh, you can go play in the backyard, but you can't touch the toys.
Right. Yeah.
And then what the fuck am I gonna do?
Exactly. Well, Isaac, I have to get off because we're about to go watch a movie.
Alright, gotcha.
But thank you for letting me voice
Yeah.
my opinion.
This was Blaine's girlfriend.
Hello.
This was Blaine's girlfriend Haley. You probably see her a lot more if she wants to come back and do more episodes.
Definitely. I like talking.
So I'm gonna end the episode here. I feel like we got our opinions across, and yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Blaine,
You're
Blaine's is nice to have you back.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
It's
nice.
been a while since I've done them.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've done. I ain't done one since last year.
But this was a definitely must 100% talk though podcast though.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Especially for
Guys,
our age.
honestly, hey, one more thing before you end it. Can I say one more thing?
go for it.
All I want to say for the end of the podcast is that one thing we all will love and cherish the most is probably TikTok, because I wouldn't say cherish. I would rather cherish my family, my girlfriend, and my friends, and more than TikTok, obviously. But I do have to say this though. I do got to put my point across on this. I will say this: that TikTok will be missed, and
Mhm.
TikTok will also be always in my heart, no matter where it goes. And I do hope the business of TikTok does go forward, even if it is on their own country. It's been a long road since musically, like Haley said,
Mhm.
and from TikTok to whatever it'll become next. And I do also want to mention one more thing.
Yeah.
TikTok, if you ever hear this podcast one day later in the future, we love you.
We love you too, man. We love you too. Love you, TikTok.
Can I say one more thing?
Oh yeah, go for it. Go. No, go.
Okay.
Put it all out there. Put it all out there.
Okay. This is for for TikTok. Regardless if they stay or go. TikTok's been really good to me in ways. It's kept my memories. If I ever wanted to look back, and I just want to say thank you, TikTok, for allowing me to be able to do things with my family and my friends, and be able to keep those memories cherished forever. And it's gonna be really hard because I'm not gonna have my late nights where I stay up watching TikTok videos, but it's fine. But definitely gonna miss you, TikTok. And yeah.
Alright, my last thing. TikTok, you are one hell of a fucking app, and you are going to be missed. And thank you for giving us so much fucking brain rot over the years.
R.I.P.
I lost chromosomes to you. Alright. Alright. Alright, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you to the guests who came on the show.
Good night, everybody.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Or good morning.
I know.
Wherever it is. Okay. Bye-bye. See y'all next time.